You're plugged in to Acute Mania Live. From Shinston, West Virginia, here's your host, Scott Arnold.
Howdy! I love that intro. Welcome to Acute Mania Live. That intro, it was the band playing before the intro was Rat Silo from your neck of the woods, correct? From Vancouver. I have the Haptics with me from Vancouver, British Columbia, or would you say Vancouver, Canada? We Americans don't know how to properly say it.
Yeah, we say Vancouver, British Columbia.
Okay, so is that like I should know Canada like the back of my hand, being a neighbor. How is it? So Canada's like the continent name, and then there's right?
Yeah, Canada's the country name. BC's on the west coast. Vancouver's on the far west coast. We're just north of Seattle here.
Okay, so like Montreal or so like Toronto and like Montreal and stuff. Would it be like? Is it still just Toronto, Canada?
Yeah, sure.
There's provinces, so that would be like
Provinces,
Ontario. Yeah, so
yeah.
it's like a mini. Yeah, so it's kind of like a state in the U.S., like a state,
Right.
provinces.
I've had a band on a couple of times called Ultimatum. They're from Thunder Bay, and that's like dead center.
Oh wow,
right?
that's right by where my dad grew up. Really
Yeah.
near there. Yeah.
Thunder Bay. And it's Ultimatum, but it's spelled with an A. And just like if you would sound it out, like if you're spelling to a kid or something,
Yeah.
it's just like that, like Altamadum or something like that. But they're really
That's
good.
cool.
I've known them for a couple of years now, and they came back on the show recently and with a new singer and all that stuff. Anyway,
Very cool.
welcome to the show. It's very nice to have you guys on. I've been working a lot with, well, maybe not working with, maybe that's not because we don't like work in the same office building or anything, but Sode Records and Metal Inc. is actually how I got in with Sode Records. I think I had a band on a while back that was a part of them, but I can't remember who it was. I mean, that was a long time ago. But Joshua Jones is with Metal Inc. and he's like part of the label. His label was part of Sode Records label, I guess is the way we can explain it. And you guys are on the Sode end of it. But I've been getting all these bands. They've been giving me all these bands. I had a super busy January just full of that because Joshua was on like in December, I think, or maybe it was after that. And I was like, can I get some bands from you guys? And he's like, yeah. And he just started throwing them out there. And then you guys were in the next wave because I didn't have anybody scheduled. And I was like, I need some more bands, Josh. And he goes, done. And then like you guys, and then it's like boom, boom, boom. I was like, Jesus, here we go. But it's been fun. I get to meet people from everywhere. They sent me a band from Ireland and just all over the place. So it's nice to have you guys from Vancouver. It is the first time Vancouver's been featured on here, so that's worth of applause, I guess, right? They have a gallery up here. Anyway. Okay, tell me a little bit about you guys. Tell me about how the band got going. Did you guys know each other previously? Just kind of things like that.
No, we didn't know each other previously. We met on like a musician's Craigslist, good old Craigslist.
Everybody says Craigslist. It's hilarious.
It's hilarious. Yeah, we all answered an ad to look for post-punk kind of brethren and sisters, and got together and started jamming, and kind of just hit it off right away.
Did you have to go through, was there anybody that you didn't pick, or was it like the people that you got together with first that made it happen? Was it that lucky?
Not quite that lucky, pretty close. Pretty close. Yeah, it was the second group, I think. We kind of started to piece it together.
Whose idea was it at the beginning? Was it one person's ad, or was it like a couple people in the band?
I kind of put the first ad out there and then met some people who had put another ad on, and that kind of fell through. And then me and the bass player stuck together, and we put an ad, and we found Jen, and
nice.
Been us ever since. Yeah.
I'm going to have to get back on Craigslist because this is, I mean, it seems like it's coming back. I thought it was just, I mean, I made the joke, it was the last show or the show before. I thought Craigslist was just for like sexual favors. At least it is around here. I don't know if it's like that everywhere, but wasn't that like they were running joke for a while with Craigslist or something?
Yeah, I think that was it. Yeah, totally. But I was looking for that, but I couldn't find that last time. It's tough.
Well, they're not mutually exclusive.
Yeah, it's true. I guess there's sections of Craigslist.
Right.
Yeah, that's right.
But I mean, that used to be like the go-to for everything, to sell things, and I think I put I recently remodeled this room and took out the middle, so it was like two rooms separate with a wall, and I took out the closet and made it a whole room. So I have those closet doors, and I think I put those up on Craigslist. And I think it's probably still up there because it's pretty quiet in the selling section these days. But I might have to look for some band members on Craigslist then.
I think it's a good way to go. I think that's a way to go. Yeah.
Have you heard of Band Mix? There's a site called Band Mix. It's kind of like a musician's Facebook almost.
That's right. Yeah, but they have like a monthly fee, right?
They do, yeah. And you can't like message anybody unless you pay them.
Yeah, I think that's the deal. Somebody's got to pay. Somebody's always got to pay, man.
Yes. Well, doesn't Craigslist charge you to? I guess they don't charge you to post, do they?
Oh, straight up free. Yeah, they should charge. If you form a band out of that, they should get a percentage, I think. But,
You would think. I mean, you would think somebody'd be going after some money, but
yeah.
good deal. I'm gonna have to browse some Craigslist. It sounds like might run into the wrong section, but hey,
watch out for
it's
the
part of the
section.
experience. I don't know too much about Vancouver. I know a little bit about like the West Coast. You know, I've had several bands on from the West Coast and Washington State, which I get. Let's see, Portland. Is there Vancouver, Washington?
Yeah, that's
Also?
right. Yeah, really close to Portland.
Okay, maybe that's the one that they were talking about then.
We have bands that come through here all the time, and they book a show in Vancouver, and then they'll cancel like the week before they realize, wait a minute, that's not right.
That's the wrong one.
That's like we can't go, Portland, Vancouver, Seattle. So yeah.
They don't have to go through customs.
Yeah, exactly.
Probably.
Especially now. So
Is it difficult at the border these days? I mean, the Canadian border. I mean, I know it is at the Mexican. It's got to be, but like you would think it would be.
I've had a tougher time at the Canadian border than any other border, honestly.
Really?
But I don't know. Maybe it was just my good looks. It
could be, yeah. Maybe you're just suspicious. You look suspicious.
So.
I've had good luck with the Canadian border. I've had some rough times at the U.S. border because I used to have a green card, which I surrendered.
Did they make you surrender it? Did they steal it?
Yeah, I'd been out of the country too long, and they
Oh.
asked me to surrender it or move back. I had the choice to move back or surrender it. So I surrendered it, but it didn't get entered into the system for like a year and a half. So every time I crossed the border, I would get pulled aside for like an hour
Searched.
and have to go through this process. Yeah, but they've been, now that it's in the system, they've been a little bit more friendly. But yeah,
On the Canadian side or on the U.S. side?
on the U.S. is tough.
Yeah.
Every time I come back to Canada, the border's like, welcome home. We miss you.
Well, yeah,
Like
native.
super nice. Yeah.
It's crazy.
I have the
You would think
opposite.
it'd be a little bit more friendly. I mean, we've never really had any beef with Canada other than like the tariffs, but that's nothing really. That's just a political thing,
Right.
But like
Yeah, Canadians
you would
getting
think-
pretty feisty about that recently.
They are, and they shouldn't be. I
Yeah.
mean, I don't want to get into it, but they do it too. I don't know. I'm just gonna do that. But no, it's just you would think. I mean, I understand the whole Mexican thing because they do. They come over in rafts and all kinds of shit. They jump the fence and they're I mean, but I don't know. I hate getting into political driven things, but Canadian or Canada and the United States should be like this, or what was it?
Buddies.
Like this? Like that. I can't do
Yeah.
whatever the kids do nowadays. Yeah, that thing. Yeah, we should be buddies. You would think.
Simpatico, absolutely.
But I think Trump wants to actually like buy Canada or something. I know he wants to buy Greenland or whatever he wants to do, but we have enough. We don't need anything else. We already bought the Gulf of Mexico. I don't know why that even needed to happen, but the next president will probably change it back.
Yeah.
Change it back to Mexico. It just looks dumb on the map. Have you seen it on the map? I do a lot of like Google Earth and stuff, and I travel a lot, so I'm always on some kind of map or thing, and it's Gulf of America. It just looks cheesy.
Yeah,
Like,
it looks
we don't-
funny.
Sorry about that.
People can get in there and change it themselves, right? So people have been changing it to all kinds of things on their own Google.
Probably,
Maps.
yeah.
Pretty
I'm
fun.
sure you could.
Yeah. Golf of the haptics.
Put a petition around,
So,
Haptic land.
I gotta give a shout out to my buddy that's in the bathtub. His name's Coley. He lives down in Houston, Texas, and me and my buddy Rob actually drove to Houston, Texas. I think it was last month. It was 19 and a half hours in the car.
Wow.
I flew back, and Rob drove the rental car back home.
Wow.
that's unreal. That's a long road.
But yeah, he's in the bathtub. Well, he said he was going to be in the bathtub, but it's kind of cool. Whatever. Okay, remind me what haptics means or haptic. I know that word, but I can't remember what it actually means, like the meaning of the word.
So the word kind of refers to like a sensory experience, like you might have heard it, used in reference to like phone technology, like haptic, these things will say they're haptic. So it's like reactive in a sensory way. Um,
Okay.
the we kind of grabbed the word. So when I joined the band, we still didn't have a name, and so we were kind of like casting around, like, okay, what should we, looking at lyrics, like, what do we want to call it, something like from there. And then I was reading a William Gibson book. I'm a big sci-fi fantasy fan, and he used the term haptic reconnaissance in the book. And I was like, that's such a cool phrase. And I brought it to the band, and then we all talked about it. And we're like, yeah, it's kind of like what we're doing. We want to raise emotions and evoke, experiences. So we decided to incorporate that word into the band. I will say that was not my favorite William Gibson book. I didn't even finish it, but I did get a lot from it. So
What were some of the names that were thrown out there early on before you had a band name that some people they were just kind of like silly and but you actually thought about doing, because I know how frustrating it is to try to because I mean you gotta Google search the name and see if anybody else
yeah.
has it, and it's just like you
Yeah.
don't want to if it's close to another band or another even if they're not even together anymore, it's like they're gonna find that first, and it's just like
Right,
were there
right.
any silly ones that were just like no, that's not us that anybody came up with?
So not really with the band name, but there was, you just reminded me of a time so we have a song FM, Cam will probably remember this, but where the lyrics are kind of R-rated, and we were trying to PG the lyrics for Spotify. And can I swear? Is that okay?
Yes, yes.
Okay, so we were trying to replace the words fuck machine. And
She said it so
so we
subtly.
we were all kind of like trying to raise ideas like treat me like the song goes treat me like a fuck machine. So we were trying to like come up with different word combination. What did Andre come up with, Cam? It was like treat me like your buzzy queen or something.
Yeah,
What?
yeah, yeah. French Queen, or I can't remember.
French
Your
Queen.
French queen or
Oh my
whatever.
God.
So we said I came up with remedy. So now the song is able to be
But
heard on
everybody in the
Spotify.
band knows what it really is,
Yeah,
right?
that's why it's called FM, right? So,
Oh, that's good. That's good.
on Spotify, you'll hear "Treat Me Like a Remedy," which is how I perform the song most of the time.
Now
Uh,
is Fuck Machine on Apple Music? Because I use Apple Music. I don't use Spotify.
I don't know if the R-rated version's on Apple
I'm gonna
Music.
look it
I
up.
think
See.
I think we're saving that for the deep dive box set in a few
Yeah,
weeks.
maybe I shouldn't have
Ooh,
mentioned it, but something to look forward
like a
to.
B
Yeah,
side, like a B side kind of deal, right?
yeah,
Yeah, the
exactly.
explicit version, yeah.
Oh, I'm still gonna look though.
Yeah.
Maybe don't Google fuck machine. I don't know what you'll find.
Well, I'm afraid. Well, no, I'm not afraid to do that, but
You're
maybe
gonna
I
end
should
up with Craigslist,
search it on
because
Craigslist for sure.
Oh, okay,
You know,
sure,
it'll
sure,
definitely be
sure.
on there. Something will be. I'll probably buy one.
Amazon.com.
I kind of want to ask what the song's about, but I'll wait until it gets
Yeah.
released and things. Maybe you can come back on and we can talk about the FM. You know.
Yeah, yeah, that kind of just came out, when you're jamming, and then I'll just kind of free verse like lyrics until I settle on something I like that is
Yeah.
something I want to say. And so sometimes I just spitball whatever comes to mind first. And
Can you like
that day,
can you actually like if they're playing something
yeah,
and you don't have anything written for yet, are you good with just I don't want to use freestyling because it sounds like rapping, but I guess
yeah.
for lack of a better term, freestyling. Are you able to do that pretty well?
Yeah, I usually do that to some extent. I do usually like to listen to it, and then I'll just make some notes, jot it down so I get the rhythm and then, the timing right. And then on the second playthrough, usually I can hop in with something. Sometimes it comes, all at once, like it's just almost automatic, and then other times it's like I gotta kind of look at it over the course of a few weeks and fine tune it. But, I kind of have um a library in my head of things I would like to write about, feelings or
And fuck
memories
machines,
or people
things like
or yeah, in
that.
this case, fuck machine. So so then I can kind of draw on that, when I hear something. Yeah.
I can't do that. When we play and I sing for the band and you know they'll be jamming stuff out and I'll just be like kind of you know I'll be down with it and stuff, but I have no idea what like I have to have my thoughts in order. You know, like I can't just.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll hum it or you know like try to match it like vocally, but you know I don't if I don't have anything to like they want to warm up with a jam and I can't warm my voice up with
The
nothing.
worst.
You know, I gotta
Yeah.
let's play something we know. You know, so.
Yeah, I agree.
And we're still looking for a drummer, but I'm going to get on Craigslist when we get doing this show.
Yeah, there you go.
Find one, damn it. The best bands have discovered themselves on Facebook on Craigslist. Facebook? I don't think so. You guys like Facebook?
Nothing happens on Facebook these days.
Nothing. There is Facebook
Events.
dating. That might be
You can
happening.
look at
on there.
events. You can look at events and
Yeah, you can do
Marketplace.
that.
Marketplace is the
That's
best.
true.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Marketplace is happening. Yeah, there you go.
I've sold a couple lawnmowers on Facebook marketing or Marketplace or whatever it's called. Yeah.
Yeah, I've got some good stuff on Facebook
Mm-hmm.
Marketplace.
You got to kind of watch some of those people. Well, around here, I don't know if it's like that everywhere, but you know, we got those people that live back in the holler.
Yeah.
You got to meet them like at the Walmart or something. You don't want to. You don't
Yeah,
want to meet them
well,
at their house.
They have
Common
seller
sense.
reviews, right? So you can look at see how many stars
That's
they
true.
have.
Yeah,
and
seller reviews.
I also
yeah.
like to look at if they have other listings. You know, if they
Yeah,
have
that's a
like,
good thing.
then you know they're an actual seller. But
Yeah, you don't. If they're offering free puppies or something, you probably don't want to go to their house for that.
right.
That's something
I
they
just
can
got
bring to the
excited
Walmart.
when you said free puppies. Like it's an instinctive reaction.
My cat. I was gonna say I looked down to see if my cat actually looked at me when I said that, but he didn't.
Yeah.
Chilly's asleep on the floor. I took him to the vet the other day. He's been losing weight and stuff, and
Oh no. I'm so
$700
sorry.
later, they still didn't tell me what you know, anything was wrong. But
Yeah.
but I did. They have that one of those screens in the waiting room that just tells you random facts about your pet, you know. And this was like how to calculate how old your cat is in human years, and he's 50. So
Wow.
he's
Yeah.
my dad. I'm not his dad. I don't know what's wrong. He seems to be okay for now.
Maybe he just swallowed something that upset his stomach, or you never know.
Well, yeah, he does that quite a bit.
Yeah.
I might put him on Craigslist and get rid of him. I didn't say that out
No.
loud.
Cover his ears. Cover his ears.
Earmuffs.
You're gonna
I'm
wake
not
up
talking about
with
you. I'm talking about
claws in
the
your
other
face.
cat or something.
Yeah.
Well, let's listen to one of your songs. I want people that don't know anything about you to hear you. I have two of your songs. Which one would you like to hear first? I have Vows and Ghost. It's up to you guys.
What
Up
do
to
you
you,
think?
Cam.
Oh yeah. Well, how about Vows? Vows came out first. Let's do that one.
Do you want to talk about what it's about, the lyrics and the music and stuff, or do you want to wait and do that afterwards?
We can do a quick jam on it. Yeah, I think you know, the song is kind of about you know, being in a relationship, in any kind of relationship, right? And kind of finding and your identity through the roles you occupy, the tension that arises from that, as well as, you know, about letting go of preconceptions someone might have about you. And it's also about boundaries and being able to draw the line, which is something that is so much easier to do now that I'm getting older versus, you know, when we're all super young. Like, I think we all struggle with that. So the
Oh, yeah.
song, especially in the chorus, addresses that. Yeah.
I like that. Awesome. I'm going to pay attention to it, though, because now I
Okay.
know what it's about. Yeah. Okay, here is Vows by the Haptics.
Call me trouble, call me nice, call me angel, call me twice, call me sinner, call me saint, be my answer, cause me pain. There is a fall
even though the lyrics are a little bit not sad, but like just thought provoking, I guess. The song's fun. Like the beat and everything is it's upbeat to where you could still have fun with your vows.
Oh yeah, thanks. That's a good observation.
I like that. I like
Cool.
that. It's like something that you would hear, not on the radio because I don't like the radio. I just like the radio. But it's something that you would hear at the bar.
Oh, good.
And you hear it. You just get to say they didn't know you and they didn't know that you were playing, and whoever it is, and they walk into the bar and they're at the bar getting their drinks and they're like, this is good stuff. Mm-hmm. They're
Cool.
bebopping, and then, well, where's the band? How do I get to 'cause that's usually what I do when I go to a place because I don't know where the stage is, like a place I've never been to all the time. Where's the band? I hear them everywhere, But that's what it reminds me of. Just walking in and going, okay, it draws you. It draws you in.
Yeah.
Cool. Thank you very much. That's great.
I like the. I was following along with the lyrics. And I was singing them to
yeah.
Murphy's my cat's name. I was singing them to Murphy, and he's fast. He stretched at one point. That's what I was laughing at because he stretched all out like that. And I was singing. I was giving him my
Bad
vows.
approval.
He's the man. He used to. I used to have a. Well, I still have it, but I used to have my piano bench sitting right here. It's like a. It's one of those Technics organs. It's very heavy. The organ
Nice.
itself.
Yeah.
But the bench I used to put here because I would have people co-host and stuff, and the person that was supposed to be here that night wasn't. They were going to be late, so I just had the bench sitting here. Well, Murphy comes in here and sits up on the thing, and you can see him the entire show because the person that ended up they couldn't come up, but he sat there the entire show and just stared at me. Like, who are you talking to? Because he can't hear, everything's coming through these and he can't hear
Right.
anything. It's like, why are you looking at the screen and just talking? It's funny. So he has been a co-host at one point.
Cute.
That's awesome.
He's fast asleep. I hope not everybody's fast asleep though, because that would be crappy. Let's see. I have. I hate to plug myself, but this is the 5th year of this show, so I kind of want to mention this now, and then it's all you the rest of the time. I promise. I'm trying to find a space to do because the anniversaries that I've had leading up to now, every July 30th or sometime around July, that's when the anniversary is. I just do like a big Zoom call where I have previous guests on, and I mean the whole screen's full of people that I've had on previously, and we do that, and that's fun. But since it's like the 5th year, like 5 year, that's kind of a milestone. I want to do like an in-person thing, and for bands, there's a lot of the Pittsburgh scene, or the Pittsburgh scene is pretty much my network because it's like an hour and a half from here, and there's a really good scene there. So there'll be some bands from there, and a few people. Probably my band will play, or I don't like to say my band, our band, the band that I play in. To play, but I'm very. I don't have the space yet. So maybe I'll make a clip of me saying this. I need a space to play to have this celebration. It's a celebration. Yeah. But one band that has been very supportive, and they're out of Pittsburgh. They're called 3 Leagues to Rome, and I think it's 2 of the guys, or I don't know how many guys in the band actually can do it, but they're the kind of people that are licensed to set off fireworks. That they have the big celebrations, like for 4th of July or New Year's. They have these gigantic fireworks displays. They're licensed to do that, and they kind of want to do something like that for this. I was like, I don't know. I don't really have the money for that. My budget's, not. I don't make anything off this show, so But I mean, that's very thoughtful, but that's a little extravagant,
sweet,
Yeah. So I don't know. I'm just trying to find. I know you guys are clear over there, so it's okay. But hey, if there's a space in Vancouver, damn it, I'll come over there and bring them with me or something.
There's some great space in Vancouver. Yeah, come on out. Yeah.
I mean, 3 Leagues is playing in Pittsburgh on Saturday, and I know the guy that books the shows at the place that they're playing, and but they have things scheduled way in advance. Of course, this isn't till the end of July, early August, but I'm gonna hit him. I'm gonna ask him. So.
Yeah, that sounds really fun. We should
and his
be
band's
there.
on, so, yeah. Have you guys done any touring, regionally or even nationally? Have you done any touring, taking this on the road?
Yeah, we've done some regional stuff. We've gone up into the interior here and played Kelowna and Penticton. Had a couple fun road trips for sure. And then Victoria, BC as well, over on the island.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, always a good time. Always fun to hit the road.
Did you take another band with you, or did you just go
No, we kind of organized ahead and played with some local bands that we could find, scrape together ahead
some
of
local
time.
support? Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely, right?
Was
I
it
think
fun?
oh man, it was awesome. We had such good
I bet you it
times.
was draining though, right? After what? I mean, how long was your trip, or how long have you been out? What's the longest you've been out?
Like 4 days. It wasn't crazy. I mean, it was,
Okay. Yeah.
we all work day jobs, so it's like, okay, take the Friday off, let's hit the road. So it is exhausting because you're working all week and then you're going, going, going. You're doing everything yourself, obviously.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
That's true. And you
yeah.
have to book everything yourself too.
Oh
I'm
yeah,
sure,
absolutely.
right? Does can Sode help you with any of that stuff? I don't know what they offer. I don't know that much about what they
I,
offer.
I think they've got a lot of good contacts, but a lot of them are more out east, Montreal, Toronto,
Yeah,
city. So
because
it's,
they're based in what, Montreal, right?
I believe so. Yeah.
Yeah. I tried to have Sam on the show,
Oh yeah.
Sam, and he's just so busy. He's just, well, I can do it this time, but then I had something going on, and then I could, so I don't know. We'll see. Maybe
Yeah.
just maybe for 5 minutes sometime, just real quick.
Yeah.
He
Totally.
seems pretty cool though. I mean, to be able to, even to answer my email is pretty cool.
Yeah. Yeah. He's very
Yes.
cool. Very, very
Yeah.
reachable. He always helps us
Yeah.
out when we need it. Absolutely.
I just thinking of it. You have time to answer my email. Let's just, instead of answering my email, let's just do a show real quick.
Pop it in there.
I know it's not like that though. I mean, he's constantly sending out things too. I mean, the newsletters and things like that.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
think he just sent one out about you guys.
We just
And
released a new single on Tuesday.
that's right. And I haven't read it. I haven't read the email yet.
Yeah.
I was
Yeah.
going. I was scheduling last night.
Masquerade. Yeah. It's a good
That's right. Yeah, it is out. It's out. Yeah, that's a good one. How come we're not playing that one tonight?
good
Yeah,
question.
why, Cam?
We can play some of it if you want.
Yeah. Of course. We'd
I
love
did.
to.
I did listen to that one last night. I had a friend over, and he was like, "What are you doing?" I was like, "Well, I'm scheduling. I scheduled a band called I. They're from LA, and they're also on Sode.
Yeah. That's right. Yeah.
And uh, uh, um, well, yeah. I have two other shows that they're not Sode people, but they're I have one of those guys that does like reaction videos to like music.
Oh yeah.
He lives in the UK. His name's Craig, but he goes by Let's Go Craigo, and he's really cool dude. He's gonna be on Sunday, and then was it Monday? Monday at like 9:30 or something. There's a band out in Long Island called We're Not Doctors,
Oh, I like that.
and they kind of sound like Deftones.
Oh, cool.
It really reminds me of like a slower Deftones with not a lot of screaming, which is good. I like that. I mean, I like Deftones everything, but the non-screaming ambient kind of stuff is what they do, and it's really good stuff.
Cool.
But that's what I was doing when he came in, and I was like, this is the band that's going to be on tomorrow, and I played Masquerade. He's like, this is good. I'm like, I know,
Cool.
it's really good.
Nice.
Thank you. Yeah, I love Ghosts too. I love both those songs. Hard to choose, really.
What's the music scene like in Vancouver? Is it more like, we were talking about arena shows before we went live. My girlfriend's at a bigger show. Is it a lot of that? Does that dominate, or is there more underground stuff? Like smaller venues where smaller bands can play, or is
It's
it
a,
about the same?
it's a real mix. It's a real mix. There's lots of big arena shows that come through, but and a lot of some of the smaller places, COVID and all that killed a lot of the smaller venues, right?
Oh yeah, for sure.
But we're starting to see some of that come back. There's a couple underground venues that are fairly new, Gray Lab and 648 Kingsway that pop up, and they'll have pretty do-it-yourself shows there. So yeah, there's a really good scene, I think, on multiple levels for sure.
What would be like the I guess the most listened to genre? Do you know right off, or is it just a mix of
It's a huge
everything?
mix. It's a huge mix.
I
Yeah.
would say like indie rock, kind
Yeah.
of. Yeah, indie rock, kind of like alternative rock. You hear a lot of kind of like trying to compare it to
Would it pull from like the grunge scene out of Seattle? I guess with Nirvana era stuff. Because that's kind of close by, right? Like Seattle.
sometimes, yeah.
Yeah. Is that still
Yeah.
going? I don't know. I guess it would be. Nirvana was pretty big, but I don't know if that scene's still big even there.
I mean, I grew up in Seattle and I was a little late. I kind of missed the whole grunge scene, but I loved grunge growing up. They still played it on the radio on the end in Seattle all the time. And I had a bunch of cassettes bequeathed to me by my brother that had, just Alice in Chains and Mudhoney and
Oh,
Nirvana
yeah.
and Soundgarden. And I would just listen to that shit constantly. So there's still people in the Seattle area with a lot of love for grunge. I don't think it ever truly left. I do think you can kind of hear some grungy influences, but I would say we are influenced by grunge rock
That was
quite
my
a
next
bit.
question.
Yeah, I know for
What was
me,
your influence?
Lane Staley has one of my favorite voices of all time. So it definitely influences the way I write vocals. But yeah.
You came your own drums, right? Or you on
No,
guitar?
I play guitar.
Well,
Yeah.
you threw me off with the drum head behind you. So,
I know one of our ex-drummers had this, and it's a odd size, so I kept it around because it doesn't fit any of the other kits.
oh, do you want to sell it?
Yeah, sure.
I don't know if you can see the. Yeah,
I saw them behind you there.
yeah.
Yeah.
There's more up top. I can pan up here later on, but I have a few tom heads and I have a bass drum head right here. It's all stickers of people that have been on the show.
Oh,
Oh,
cool.
so cool.
If you guys have a sticker,
Yeah, we'll send you a
awesome.
sticker, 100%.
Sweet.
Yeah.
I'll go ahead and tell you what I have. But I have these. I owe some people some things because I was waiting on a merch order and they finally came in. So I have. Usually everybody has keys. So I have keychains.
Yeah.
If you don't have keys, they're great '80s earrings.
Oh,
It's a
cool.
very
Yeah.
cheesy joke, I know.
Oh,
I have stickers.
those are
Well,
neat.
well, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know how it goes. It's behind me. And then, do you guys have any tattoos?
I have 10, I think.
Okay, I have four. Four.
Yeah,
But I'll-
once you pop, you can't stop.
That's true. Yeah. Well, these are temporary, so
Oh,
you can
cool.
forehead them. You can do it. You can tramp
Oh,
stamp.
yeah.
I've had some people tramp stamp them.
Oh,
That's
yeah,
good,
nice.
yeah.
But I'll
I
send
like
you guys
it.
some temporary tattoos. I put a coupon in the email too from Sticker Mule. That's where I get all the stuff. The wall vinyl and I have one over there too.
Yeah.
Actually, I got a decal for my car, or I have a truck, but for the back window of my truck, it's one of those transfer stickers. They make that stuff too.
Cool.
Oh, the wall vinyl is really sick.
Thank
Yeah,
you, thank you. Yeah, check them out, and just if you don't want to order anything, that's okay. It's okay. I like to offer that.
Yeah.
But I
Check
did
it
put up a store. They have it's kind of it's weird because you can follow other stores. It's like a social network for stores. It's really weird. But whatever they've made for you, you can put it in there for sale, and then you get a commission off of
Oh,
if you
like
sell something.
Redbubble or something. Yeah.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
it's like 10% or something like that I would get. But I just kind of put that up because I've always had it, but I've never like really paid attention to it, or really labeled anything the right way. I mean, it was all labeled like whatever the file was
Right.
that uploaded, like no buffer and transparent, no buffer or whatever.
Yeah.
So I recently updated all that stuff, and I don't set the prices. They set the prices because it's their prices, and they make it and they send it to you. I don't have to worry about any of that stuff, and I just make a little bit off of it. But
That's cool.
I give most of it away. But if I can make a dime off of it, I'll make a dime.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Absolutely.
that stuff's on there. So.
Nice.
Yeah. Enough about me, though. I run into this sometimes. I talk too much about me. Tell me more about you. Tell me something crazy. A crazy Canadian story out of Vancouver. Anything.
Well, I was just
Well,
thinking the other day,
I do.
you're in the US. I spent a lot of
am.
my life in the US when I was
Okay.
younger too, even though I'm Canadian. And you hear so much, there's a lot of gun violence and it's just a super dark thing in the US, kind of looming over your head when you go to shows or you go to arenas to watch
Yeah.
games or whatever. And I will say, being in Canada, now living in Vancouver, like now that I've moved here full time, there is a bit of peace of mind. But then, on the news, you hear about in Vancouver, there will be violence. And it's like man with a machete beheads random stranger outside Queen Elizabeth Theater.
So it's like
Or,
medieval violence.
yeah,
Then.
and then like I think a couple of years ago, it was like a guy with a crossbow wounds
What?
at the beach. And it's like, and then there's, you just hear about these crazy weapons. Like in the absence of gun violence, we've got like medieval weapons torture.
My good. It's kind of like maybe whoever's doing it thinks, hey, well, everybody's going to look for me to have a gun, so I'll just get my crossbow instead, or my
Right, no one's gonna look for a
swords. I'll bring
crossbow.
my swords, my sheaths, and all that stuff. My
Yeah.
body armor, and I can just see like a guy like from medieval times having all that metal body armor on and going up somewhere.
I would not be surprised. There's some crazy stuff in Vancouver, and so now I have to worry about being beheaded by a machete. When
I mean, well, I guess you have to expect anything at this point. I mean,
yeah, you never know. I mean, you're gonna see the full
crazy.
torture.
I didn't know that. How come I'm not hearing about this in the United? I mean,
Well,
maybe
it doesn't happen super often, but often enough that it makes me wary when I'm downtown.
I mean, especially if it doesn't happen very often, when it does happen,
Yeah.
that should be worldwide at that point.
Yeah,
because
it's always a random stranger. It's not like foreseeable where it's someone where you're like, yeah, I expected it. It's just like random people, which is scary.
Yeah, and that's what sucks about like, I mean, I'm not afraid to go out. That's when they win. The enemy wins when you're afraid to go anywhere. But you have to be alert, I guess.
Yeah,
a little bit
vigilant.
more alert than you used to be.
Yeah.
Of your surroundings. You don't. I don't live. There's really no big cities in West Virginia. West Virginia is fairly small. It's the country. But like, I mean, there are big cities, and there are people that come to those big cities to do dumb things like that.
Mm-hmm.
And we've had things like that. But we can't be scared to go everywhere that we enjoy. Because that lets them win. I think.
Right.
I don't
That's
know.
a good point. Yeah.
But I mean, with swords though, that's kind of like that's almost like a show. I mean, I don't want anybody to get hurt or anything. I'm just saying, like, everybody kick his ass as soon as he wields swords. Just like, what are you doing, nerd? Like,
Right.
But anymore, I don't know how it is in Canada. But are people able to be like armed? Is there like concealed carry stuff going? No.
There's no gun. Nobody's got a gun.
Maybe they need to arm people. Maybe that would help.
I don't know. Maybe just
Or swords even would be good.
Crossbows, it takes longer.
Crossbows would be awesome.
Load, you got to think about it for a minute before.
I don't know
Yeah.
if you can conceal a crossbow, but maybe they can make mini crossbows like the Nerf guns. Like those could be
pocket
concealed. Sure.
crossbows.
I think you're on.
Make a crossbow holster.
And it just seems like everywhere you go, you have to walk through a metal detector,
Yeah.
which is good. But I think some of it's. I don't want to get into the conversation, but I think some of it's a little bit overly safe. If that makes any sense, just a little bit too much. Like we had to wear when I was in high school. I graduated in '99, but like Columbine was around that time, the Columbine massacre thing, and that was like the first big school shooting. And after that, the county here, maybe it was the whole state, they passed this thing where every child that was in school, every kid that was in school, if you were taking a book bag to school, it had to be clear book bags. So everybody had to like throw away their book bags that they always use, like for the ones that you can't see through, and clear book bags. That's a little bit. I mean, like, but the kids that would do like violence to the school don't even have a book bag because they're not studying. That's what we used to say all the time. Like, those kids they don't even have book bags. Why do we have to suffer?
Right.
So they don't do anything like that, like clear purses or clear. Like you can't take I guess a female can't take like a purse or a big bag into a show.
They'll
They have
search
that-
you. They'll look in your bag
They look through it, yeah.
and metal detector on the big shows. Yeah.
I think that's a good idea though, because
Yeah.
in a big crowds like that, you don't know what's happening. You don't know who's packing.
Yeah. I'm glad. I mean, everyone kind of whines about it, but I've had people I know, friends, be at shows with active shooters in the US. So that kind of makes me like grateful for the little efforts we can make to make it a safe environment where we're there.
Make
for
it
the
tougher on them
music.
to be able to pull it off, I guess.
Yeah, make them think twice about it at least,
What is like the biggest moment you've had as the Haptics, whether it be on stage, whether it be with a song, whether it be traveling? I guess that's more of a collective question. So like not an individual question. So like what do you think has been the biggest moment for you? I mean, it could be Sode Records, it could be anything like that. What do you think to I guess to date? To date.
I think the Fox or the Cobalt, two venues we in Vancouver that were kind of on our bucket list to play, and we had the fortune to play there both places last year and had a great time. Played with some very talented other bands. It's just cool to play on a stage where you've been to shows there and looked at other artists play, and then have the opportunity to occupy that stage and make it your own. That's really special. I also think for me, take your road trip to Victoria and going on the ferry with the boys, like that's really nice too. I'm glad that I play music with people that I'm friends with and whose company I enjoy. It makes it a very worthwhile and special experience.
I guess that's a big thing for the whole time. Like when you
Yeah.
get to play music with people you can also hang with.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a-
Anytime. Anytime. I mean, I can hang with Rob and Rick anytime, but it's just you know there's some things there. I'm not gonna get into that, but I'm not gonna get into that all. We still have fun though. We still do it. We still write some things, and it's cool.
Yeah.
What is I want to listen to Ghost here in a second, but what is your writing process like? Who comes to the table with an idea when somebody has a song idea, or is it everybody? I mean, it could be everybody that has a time where they do that, or is it one specific person that says, "Hey, I got this drum beat, or I got this guitar riff, or I got this song." How does that process go with you guys?
Well, it's been Cam for the majority. If I don't know if Cam you want to speak on it, but yeah, Cam brings a lot of stuff that he works on and we'll work it up, and as a group after he's written kind of, very, cool stuff he brings to the table and then we can work from there, yeah.
Yeah, I usually bring in a riff or demo up a song, and then we'll jam it out and see how we feel about it, and twist it and tweak it. And then yeah, Jin is pretty amazing at coming up with lyrics. Like honestly, it always blows my mind how quick it happens, and then all of a sudden we've got a whole song, and yeah, it's amazing.
Yeah.
We've had a new bass player for the past year and a bit now,
Nice.
Mike, and he's been bringing some songs in as well. So we're starting to, which is great. It diversifies the sound a little bit, I think.
Is he also a Craigslist find?
Yes.
Different section though,
I got to
different
get on
section.
there. I'm missing out.
Craigslist.
I might be able to find a whole band on there. Forget Rick and Rob. They're
Totally.
later. Like that's crazy. Like I just can't. It's just funny that you said Craigslist because it's been a thing. It's been trending on my show. Like
Oh yeah.
I'll ask them how they got together, and it's been Craigslist almost every time. It's like what? I need to get back into it. I'm just
That's
afraid of that one section.
Yeah, yeah. Watch the sections carefully. They're
Yeah.
The names are misleading, I swear.
You just avoid misconnections. I think you're good.
Yeah. But I did see one in there one time. It was for around here, and it's like there's not very many. It's not like a mass population of people. We have big cities, but not like Vancouver, or New York City, anything like that. But I saw it was like in like lawn and garden, or it was a weird. It was a weird section it was in. It shouldn't have been in there. Somebody had one job and they didn't do it right. Like putting this together. But it was something like in the office today and pretty. They didn't say lonely, but it was just something very. Like if you were a kid, you wouldn't think anything of it. But I knew exactly what it was. I mean, it was just very. I can't even remember the wording, but it was just something like
Innuendo or
something like that. Yeah, in the office today and probably leaving the office early, but while I'm here, just something like that. It's just like somebody looking for, a lunch date.
something.
A lunch
Something,
date.
something. Okay, okay.
Maybe it was a lunch date. I can't remember.
Yeah,
Something like that though. Like just like, come on,
Yeah.
creepy man. Like it's a creepy old man in the downtown. Come on. I mean, he probably got as much action as my closet doors. Like
Yeah.
on that post. Okay, what is Ghost about? Let's listen to Ghost, and then we'll do the offstage segment, which is fun.
Yeah, a ghost is about mourning a relationship or a romance that's past and kind of seizing upon um you know moments that resonate with you and kind of weighing them and looking at what they meant to you. And then you're kind of yearning to return to the highly romanticized, experience in your head that you've taken away from it. Over time, memories kind of soften and feelings can, yeah, get romanticized, and you forget a lot of the hard stuff along the way. So the song is kind of about that push and pull between grieving and moving on.
Man, that's deep. It's deep. But that's awesome. I love that though. I love when there's actual something behind it, you know.
Yeah.
Some people are just they just write something that maybe it just makes them feel better, and it's just a general description. But I love when it's something more than that, you know. And it's a little bit deeper on a deeper level. That's great. I love it.
Yeah. Yeah. Thanks.
The voiceover lady that from the beginning, her name's Jackie Wild. I've never met her in person. I don't even know. She might be an AI. I have no idea. I don't think she is, but maybe. You never know nowadays. But I had a guy on from Dallas. Uh, he has a radio station called Crave Rock with a K, Krave,
Oh
and you
yeah.
can request yourself. He'll play. It's an internet radio station. There's never a commercial on there. The only interruptions are Jackie announcing what's coming up the next week, or concerts, lineups, and things like that. So when he was on, I was like, "Can I borrow her for like a couple
Mm.
things?" So she'll tell you a little bit about off stage, and then we'll listen to Ghost.
Okay.
Unfiltered, unexpected. We're going off stage next.
I've been dreaming the dreams that I've had again. I've been feeling what it felt to be by your side. I've been wanting to walk down those same streets again. I took the exit and now I'll take the ride. Take me unaware, take me surprised. Grab me by the heart and fix the thing inside. I've been thinking about the things you said to me that time. I wonder if you meant the words you didn't care to hide. I want to clarify the meaning still of what we had and wanted, how we lied. Take me unaware, take me surprised. Grab me by the heart and fix the thing inside. Fix the thing inside. Make it understood, make it known. Take me by the hand, you take your ghost. Take me unaware, take me surprised. Grab me by the heart and fix the thing inside. Fix the thing inside.
I get a vibe of like, you remember that band Garbage?
I love Garbage. It's one of my favorite
Just
bands.
and I don't like comparing bands like you can ask anybody. I hate comparing bands to like other bands, but I'm getting a garbage vibe off that.
Oh, I love that. Thanks.
And I haven't heard garbage for a long time, so it's weird that I even thought of that. But like that's what I hear in there.
They're still good. I still listen to
Awesome.
them.
It's great. I just like the even that song too. It reminds me of that same situation. Walking in and where's the band? I want to go watch the band. I don't know. I didn't know you were having a band tonight. Something. It's just one of. It reminds me of something of a situation like that. I don't know. Just in my head. But it's good. It's good stuff. It's not. It doesn't. It keeps. I don't know. It keeps going. Like it's driving. I guess like a driving, but not like a roaring driving song. But it just keeps you interested. Like what's coming up next? Or is there going to be a solo hook? That's what I kept waiting for when I first heard it. But I was like, not every band does that, so it's okay. I'm down. It's. And even if it does happen, it would be. I picture it to be subtle with you guys, because you don't want anything. It's almost like you don't want anybody overpowering the other, which is fine. That makes it a collective, I guess, right? Is that kind of what? Am I close? A little bit, I guess.
Yeah, I think you're pretty close. I think we've tried to consciously stay away from solos and kind of moments in the spotlight. I think it's the overall vibe that kind of makes us what we are.
For sure, yeah.
And, yeah. I mean,
I like that. I like that too. That way, not one person has their moment where everybody's going woo just for that person. They clap for the solo, clap for the entire collective of everyone.
I mean, we have some songs where everyone has their moments, for sure.
Yeah.
But it's not like a big glaring solo.
Like where the spotlight just the whole band goes dark, but the spotlight goes right on the.
Yeah. The stage rises up right there. And
the drummer's going upside down, and I thought about doing that once.
Next tour, yeah.
I used to play drums, and hence the drum heads, but I no longer have that set, and I've thought about getting another one, but when I was playing drums, it was with a jam band, so it was like. I was like, can I get one of those like risers where it takes me upside down? I mean, it might be expensive, but if I can do it, I'll try to fundraise for it. But, yeah, I can't imagine who was what band was that? Was that like AC/DC or somebody?
Molly Crew or something, right?
Yeah, something. I mean, they had crap ton of money, so
yeah,
they could definitely pull that off. But I can't imagine even trying to play like that because everything rushes to your head when you're upside down, and that thing moved pretty slow. So like. But I guess they were pretty messed up all the time anyway, so it really didn't matter. Their blood was in their head before that even happened. So, yeah. All right, I did this thing. I like to do a little segment in my show, and I didn't always do this. When I first started, I didn't really know what I was doing the entire show. So, anything extra was crazy. But the very first kind of segment that I did I called it the wiener segment. So you guys avoided that. We don't have to talk about wieners, but it was about hot dogs. So. It wasn't too bad, but I did that for a year and a half, and it got old. I don't care what you like on your hot dogs. I don't even care if you like hot. I mean, it just got old after a while. So I dropped that, and I started doing landmarks. And every once in a while, I will do landmarks, like statues and places in Vancouver that's not really advertised, but it's weird and it's there. And there's a statue in Amsterdam of Santa Claus in the middle of town and somewhere in Amsterdam, and he's supposed to be holding a Christmas tree, but it looks like a giant butt plug. Things like that. Just things. So that worked for a little bit, and then it kind of fell off. Because some little towns don't have really anything noteworthy. So what do? Not I couldn't really do anything. So I was just, what if I just asked random questions? So I named it off stage, and I got some AI help on this, because just to see what its ideas were and things. I don't know if you guys have ever used AI, but it's very interesting. The kinds of things that you can teach it. You can teach it like it knows that I have a show. It knows it came up with the name off stage. I didn't know what to call this segment, so it came up with that. So I've used it for certain things. I've used it for lyrics before, but I don't not for writing a song. Just if they're jamming and I have nothing to sing about, I will ask the AI to write me some lyrics. It's very cheesy lyrics, but I gotta have something. I can't just not have anything. But so earlier today, I told the AI, I said I need some more offstage questions to ask because I've been doing the same ones for a few weeks here, and I I have to say these are pretty darn good that they came up with. I'm not going to use all of them. I just copied and pasted all of them just because I didn't have time to read through them. But the would you rather questions have been real popular lately, and that's I'm going to stick with that for a while here now because they've been pretty funny. So there's no right answer, but you do have to pick one side. So either or, okay? And these are I think these are generally about music. I don't know. I try to tell the AI guy or girl or them not to make it about music. Make it more random. But this is what they were pretty good. Okay, so would you rather your instrument it can only play polka music, or every time you sing it sounded like a cat's meow? Meow 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 meow. This could be awesome.
I would rather the meow 100% because I don't have a singing voice. So, I'm happy to get up there and just use some meows as background.
That would be good, yeah. Harmonize some meows.
Yeah, exactly.
I think I would go for polka music because I love singing. But
Really?
I'm already trying to wrap my mind around how to write vocals for polka
Oh,
music.
it definitely could be done.
Yeah, it could be a thing, that could be my new thing for
You
sure.
could bring the idea to the band and be like, listen, I got this really good idea.
Yeah.
That Acute Mania Lab guy got me going on
Maybe
this.
change the venues we play, maybe more old folks' homes and
Play in the middle of town. Like I'm sure they have like
Food trucks.
outside venues,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Just
Let
need to get
everyone
back on Craigslist for an accordion player, and we'll be
Ah,
like, be away.
and some yeah, you might have to get like suspenders and there's like polka pants or whatever they wear.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. There's a town in West Virginia. It's like an Indian name, but it's called Poca. So it's Poca. But the high school it's Poca High School, but their mascot is the dots. So it's polka dots.
That's pretty good.
Just south of here. It's funny. Okay. Let's see. Okay, this is a good one. Would you rather have perfect pitch but no sense of rhythm, or perfect rhythm with no sense of pitch? That's
Perfect
tough.
rhythm because you can dance, and dancing is so fun. I have a friend who's beat blind, so they actually have no sense of rhythm, even though they have a good voice. And she's miserable. She can't sing in a band because she doesn't know when to sing.
Oh, that would be
And
brutal.
can't do karaoke, same thing, starts at the wrong time, finishes at the wrong time, can't
Damn.
sing along with the song, can't dance very well. Like that's frustrating.
She can't get like there's no way she can get it.
No,
Man,
it's like being pitch blind.
that
It's like tone
sucks.
deaf. Yeah. It's like, yeah.
Man, yeah, that would be rough.
Yeah.
What do you think,
I-
Cam?
Yeah, I'm with Jen on this. Yeah, you need some rhythm. You can't do anything without rhythm. Come on.
So better out of tune than offbeat, right?
Yeah, people just plug their ears, but yeah, you gotta be able to
That's
dance.
true. Yeah.
You'd have a tough time walking without rhythm. Honestly.
That's true. Yeah. Were any of you in marching band in high school or anything like that?
I was in jazz band, but not. We never marched. We've never
You
marched.
guys don't have okay. I was in marching band in high school and in college, and there was people still in college that could not march left, right, left, right. It's not that freaking hard,
it's
especially
not.
the slow songs. Like, damn. Thank God there's no
Yeah, maybe it's
competition.
the same. Maybe it's the same thing.
It could be, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I don't know, look through here. There was one on here about, okay, yeah, all right. Would you rather be able to time travel to any musical event in history, anything,
Oh,
but only as a silent observer? So you wouldn't be able to say anything or interact. You just observe. Or be able to change one small thing about a musical event, but risk altering the timeline.
time travel, 100%. Can you imagine, like,
Just observing, fly on the wall.
Yeah.
yeah, like, no, I mean, there's so many events I would want to go to. I love classical music. I also play piano. So it's like, imagine being there for Beethoven's Ninth, like the first time that shit drops back then. I'm sure people lost their shit. I'm sure. Like, what is this? Crazy.
Yeah.
Or like going to Nirvana's live MTV live show that was on MTV. Like, just
Oh,
it just gives me the chills.
But I mean,
thinking about it.
looking at that though, people that were there didn't know that was going to be iconic years later, or
Yeah.
even after that happened. Like, well, any of the unplugs really, I guess, would
Yeah.
qualify. I mean, all of the unplugs were freaking terrific, even the
Yeah.
the rappers or whatever they did. But
Yeah.
it's like, I don't know, but yeah, that's So you'd rather be a fly on the wall then, you think?
Oh, sure,
Yeah.
absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I guess that would be better than risking changing history, I guess, changing the timeline.
Yeah.
I don't know. The timeline could use some changing right now.
I mean, let's
We're in a
see.
weird timeline, yeah.
Okay, these are I'm gonna do the two kind of serious questions. I like to do these because it really gets you to think about things. They're I guess it could be funny, but this one is a new one. Would you rather know exactly when you die, or when you will die, or how you will die? Would you rather know when or how? And that's a
Can you
tough one.
change? Can you change either of those?
We mean
You can't like improve your health or something, like you're
it's
stuck.
just no. I don't know. I can't really elaborate on the.
Okay,
So
okay.
it's just like either or. Yeah.
I'll
So
let
would you
Cam
would you rather
answer.
know when or would you rather know how?
I think for me, I'd rather know when. Yeah, 100%. You gotta get some time in. You gotta get some, do
Know
what
how
you
much how
do.
much time you have to get some stuff
Yeah,
done or hang out with people.
absolutely, right? Get that bucket list or whatever you want to do with that time you have left. Absolutely.
What would be your what do you have some specific things on your bucket list you could tell us?
Well, I'm not actually big on the bucket list concept, but I like the idea of just, living every day to its fullest, right? And I think you'd have an opportunity to do that if you knew when it was coming at least.
That's true. Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like if I knew how, I agree with Cam. I think if I'd rather know when, because if I knew how, I'd always be like hyper vigilant, being like, oh my
Trying
God, is
to.
that the car? Is that the car
Yeah,
that's gonna do it?
yeah,
Yeah.
Is this
right.
flu the flu? Like it would just be scary.
Speaking of the flu, did you guys get the COVID?
I've had it, what, 3 times now?
Ugh, I had it once.
Yeah.
Did you lose your taste and smell?
I lost my sense of taste twice and it was so depressing. I'm a big food person.
Lost both at the same time,
Oh no.
Oh
and
man.
it was like water went bad. Like water smelled
Yeah.
awful.
Oh no.
I drove myself to the hospital because I was a dumbass and I got on WebMD because I couldn't. Everything smelled like crap, like because it's like the hairs. I guess that's the way you taste things anyway. Like all the
Yeah.
time, it's not really your taste buds working. It's your sense of smell that works first. Hey, that smells good. I think I'll eat that, and then you eat that, and then you taste it. So I guess, but I was reading all that stuff at like 3 in the morning, feeling like crap, and just basically I could have this for the rest of my life, kind of deal. Like
Yeah.
that's basically what it said. It didn't say I was going to die, which is what WebMD usually says.
Yeah.
But so I just
I,
freaked myself out, and I went to the ER, and they were like, "Yeah, just it'll be a couple days, you'll get it back." I'm like, "All right, that's
I
fair enough." And I
call,
did.
yeah. I call those wiki holes when you start researching stuff long. It's,
Yeah.
late. It's always late at night. You should be sleeping, and then you just click and click and click, and then before
Hmm.
you know, you're gonna die.
And you'll never be satisfied anyway. You never get
Yeah,
satisfied on the answer of it, whatever
yeah.
it is.
And doctors love it when you bring in that info. No, I'm joking.
I think I did say something like that in the ER to the doctor. I was like, "Listen, I was just looking on WebMD, and it said I could have like people actually suffer from this all their lives."
Yeah.
And he's like, "You're not. It's part of COVID." I'm like, "Great.
Yeah, they hate WebMD.
It's taking them and taking their jobs."
Yeah.
Okay, the other sort of serious one, if I can find it here. I should know it by heart now. I ask everybody. Didn't you mention something about memories earlier?
Yeah.
Okay, that's what it's about. It's not on that one. It's on this one. It's not the permanent wedgie question, but I can't ask that one if you're interested. Um, oh gosh, where is it? Where is it? Should be highlighted, you'd think. Okay. So while I'm finding that, I'm going to ask you the wedgie question. Would you rather always smell like a skunk or have a permanent wedgie all the time?
Wedgie,
Really?
definitely. Yeah, I mean,
All up in there, though. I mean, that's like
I mean,
you can't
girls
walk and
wear thongs, right? It's not a foreign concept to have a wedgie. But imagine smelling a skunk. No, that would take over your whole life.
yeah,
I
but so
think
would a wedgie. It's all up in your life, like
be uncomfortable all the time. Like that'd be horrible. I would go with a skunk myself. My dog has been sprayed by a skunk so many times. I think I'm
oh yeah,
kind of used to it. And when it fades a little bit, it kind of smells like a weed smell, which isn't a bad thing.
Yeah.
that's true. Yeah,
Yeah,
you're
true.
right.
Yeah,
Well, I mean, they don't call it the skunk for nothing, you know?
exactly. Yeah, that's right.
All right. Here it is. All right. Would you rather lose all your memories or never be able to create new ones? And then we'll wrap up the offstage segment. But I always ask this one at the end because it's tough. It's a tough question.
I'd rather lose all my memories. I think that, I've had a lot of difficulties and I get trapped in my memories a lot. It's nice to think of a fresh, brand new slate, and there's so many good things going on in my life now that I foresee a lot of happiness down the road, and I think it would be a shame to not be able to embrace that by remembering it.
What do you think, King?
That is a tough question. I think I'll have to go the other way. I think I wouldn't want to give up my past memories. There's too much good stuff in there, and I could probably live happily just kind of, going back in there all the time for myself. Yeah.
Yeah, I tell people, I think it just depends on how your past was. If
Yeah.
your past is something you want to forget, then there's your answer, But thankfully, we don't have to do any of these either words.
That's a
You
good
know.
intro for a song, though, that question.
It
I
is,
like
isn't it?
that.
I thought
like
about that too. It's like
Yeah.
that's something that, and that'd be like more of a personal experience, but you could make it something that somebody could relate to, which is, I guess, what writing a song is all about. But
Yeah, well,
I
if I
guess the
do
ultimate
write a
goal.
song based on that idea, I'll send you a note. A little thank you.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Somebody is in the chat. I don't know who they are. You guys might know them. I don't know if this is a joke, but they say, is there a technical glitch? I don't think there is because I see the stream right here. It's fine. But it's Michael Gannick.
Mm.
Oh yeah.
Is he a prankster?
Part-time
Should I-
banker for sure. Yeah.
Okay. Well, he thinks there's a technical glitch. Maybe it's on his end then, right?
Oh, maybe.
Is he the one that one of the band members is not joining us?
He is our bass player and producer.
Oh, so he had time to get in there and chat, but he couldn't come on the show. Oh, I'm going to get him next time.
We'll bully him a little bit for that.
Hi, Michael. Well, Michael missed out. He missed out. And who else were we missing?
Alexi, our
Alexi.
drummer.
Yeah.
Lexi. All right. Now, next time you guys come on, it's just them and you guys. But I want you to sit. I want you to sit right beside them, or be on the same thing. But don't say anything. Just laugh at them the entire time.
Yeah.
I can do
Yeah.
that.
Okay. I mean, if you guys want to, I don't know how you guys are hanging out and stuff, but I think it's fair. It's just, it's playful fun.
Yeah. Totally fun.
And maybe I'll see if I can't get Craigslist to start sponsoring me. I mean, I say it about every show now. So you would think. What's okay? So I always give the guests however much time they need at the end of the show to plug themselves. Where can people find you? Socials, all that stuff. Your music. What's coming up? Maybe people are around Vancouver area. They want to come see you play. All that stuff. I'll mute my microphone and take as much time as you need.
Awesome. I guess I can speak to this. I've been working on our second album, which is going to be released mid-June, if everything kind of comes together as it should. And then we have a big show planned, or an album release party planned for June 28th at the Astoria in Vancouver. It's going to be epic, I think. I hope. And yeah, that's what we've been working on. We released Masquerade a few days ago. You can check us out at thehaptics.ca. On Instagram, the.haptics. I think those are the best ways to, check us out and check out the music on Spotify, all the streamings under the Haptics.
Any chance you might be able to video or maybe even live stream some of your release party so I can
That's
see
a
it?
great idea. That would be a lot of fun. Yeah, we should
Something.
work on it.
Yeah, that sounds good. Yeah.
I'd be okay to watch it. Depending on when it is and where I'm at. Maybe just video it and maybe send me some of it. I'd love to see it.
That sounds great.
Yeah, that's a great idea. Yeah.
I love the idea of live streaming it too. That's awesome.
Yeah, I mean, because then I mean, yeah, even the show, the show you can watch as many times as you want when we're done.
Yeah.
Even after you live stream. So yeah, that'd be great. That'd be great. I look forward to that.
Yeah.
Okay, when is the date for the album release party?
June 13th, I want to say, without looking at anything.
I don't think I have anything scheduled yet. I have
Okay.
to look.
Okay, sweet.
Look. I always have trips coming up and places to go. I did see on Instagram again last night that I think it's May 17th. It's quite a drive, but I can travel. I have no problem. I don't have any children. I have one that's furry. But we talked about that. He's 50, so he's my dad. I have to ask him if I can go. But I'm going over to near it's near Baltimore area, and the band, well, there's two bands. One band I just had on recently. They're called oh crap. Here we go with the brain fart thing. Shallow Signals. Jeez, that's horrible. They're from Wilmington, North Carolina. Very very cool guys. Had them on, and actually I saw them before I had them on, and then they came on the show. But they are traveling up from North Carolina to this Baltimore area. I think it's Cason Town or something with a C in Maryland. Is where the show is, and they're playing with a band that I had on like about a year and a half, maybe 2 years ago, called In Shallow Seas, which I have never met in person. So I get to meet them in person and then see the Shallow Signals again and hang out with those guys. So I think I am going to go over to that show. Probably just be me. I don't think my girlfriend can go that weekend. So yes, I love to travel, and I do want to get to the West Coast. I do want to get over that way, and this is a good chance to come to Vancouver and experience Vancouver. If I can get over the border safely, which I should be able to, right? Maybe I can fly into Vancouver from wherever, like Charlotte probably just would be the hub around here, Pittsburgh or Charlotte, and just fly into Vancouver and then just have to cross the border into like back into the United States down to Portland to see my buddies in Portland or something like that. I'll just start in Canada, you know.
Yeah, let us know. Yeah.
That would be awesome. That'd be a lot of fun. A lot of fun. And hopefully we can get Rats. Do you guys know the guys in Rat Silo at all? That's on your label in Vancouver?
Oh, no, we've never met them. I see them around their names all the time for posters and whatnot, for sure. Yeah.
You should link up with them. I think it's kind of similar music too. You know, like it's right there. His voice sounds a lot like Les Claypool, like Primacy kind of that.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I hope I get to talk to them. They seem like they'd be pretty cool guys to chit chat with. But you guys are also very cool people to chit chat with. And if you want to get rid of that drum head, I'm still looking at it over there. I don't know. I'll give you a free Craigslist ad for that.
Oh, man. Now we're talking.
Oh no, he's not offering
Talking my language. Yeah.
That's crazy. No, make sure you guys drop me your snail mail. You can email it to me or send it to me on Instagram, and I'll make sure I'll send definitely some temporary tattoos and for your and some 80s earrings.
Sweet.
Oh, sounds good.
And I got some business cards. So if you any bands that are playing with you at your release or whenever, you'll have some business cards to be like, be on this crazy show. He talks about weird things on here, you know.
Oh yeah, we could definitely send some fans your way. That's great.
You want to do that? Yeah, that'd be awesome. That'd be awesome. And Michael, damn it, you missed out, man. You missed out. I don't know what you look like. I don't know what you sound like. And there's no technical glitch. This is what I always look like. Tell the rest of the members I said hello, and to come back on with you. Let's do this again. And I gotta thank Sode for giving me these artists to interview, because I get to makes my show more well rounded, because it's usually always metal music, and I don't mean that to happen like that. I really don't. And I like everything. I've had an illusionist on 3 times. Do you guys want to see my illusion?
Sure.
You want to see the one that? Okay, let me find it here. Just hang on a minute. It's really funny. Okay. All right. So this guy, I've met him in person. He's toured here. He's from he lives in Idaho, and the big thing he does nowadays is he jumps out of planes, like with parachutes. I mean, he's not just randomly, but he's sponsored by this fitness company. I think it's First Form, that they have made him a wingsuit. So he jumps out of planes and does wingsuiting, and he does his magic with that involved. So like he jumped out of a hot air balloon. I know, crazy. He jumped out of a hot air balloon, and you know what a peregrine falcon is? It's like the fastest bird or whatever. So he hired this guy that trains peregrine falcons, and they put this little helmet on this falcon, right? And so he jumped. So Dave jumps out in his wingsuit, and he's holding bait, just some kind of bait for that falcon. And then the guy in the balloon releases the falcon, and the trick was that the thing's blindfolded. It's got to find Dave and retrieve the bait in a free fall before he has to pull a chute. And he did it. He pulled it off.
Wow.
It's never been attempted, and I don't know if it's a Guinness Book thing or anything like that, but it's all filmed. And so when he came he came to our hometown here and did a magic show. Well, I don't want to say magic show because he hates that, but he did his illusions and stuff here, and he's very good at what he does. And there was a big like montage at the beginning before he came on the stage, like on a video screen of that whole stunt, and I was able to interview him while he was sitting in the desert like the night before the attempt. Like, so that was kind of cool. So anyway, so when he was on the first time, I was like, hey, I know a magic trick. Let me show you my magic trick. And he one-upped me and knows this one also and does it way better than I do. Like, and then the second time he came on, we did it again, and I was a little bit better. So we'll see if it's any good tonight. But so you can see I have short sleeves on. I'm not hiding anything. This is just it's got like a COVID mask. You know what I mean? Like it could be used for anything. But I'm gonna do this. I had to go underneath the mic, stand there. Do this here, Barry. Watch here. Now I can send you this or tell you how to do it if you want to impress the other band members since they weren't on tonight. I only do this once. Magicians can't do anything twice. I'm gonna put it in there like that, right? Look at that, gone.
Oh.
Wow, magical.
Thanks, man. Thanks. Yeah, you're so kind. See what you missed, Michael? Anyway,
I was waiting for the peregrine falcon there, but
what is it?
I thought you were going to incorporate the peregrine
No,
falcon.
no, I don't. I don't have a good budget for this show, so I can't afford to hire that guy. But
Fair enough.
I don't even like. How would you even search that peregrine falcon trainer guy? I mean,
yeah, I don't know.
but he's got a side business, I guess, called Bird Tricks, and people that own parrots and like ones that talk and things. He does training to help you train your parrot. I guess, I don't know, to retrieve the mail or your dentures out of your denture cup. I don't know what he does, but he does it. He'll take people out in the middle of the desert and train their birds to come back to them without having to clip their wings and things like that. So that's kind of cool. So
Yeah, that's very cool.
But he had a whole trailer full of birds with him when he came to do that performance. Because, everything, magicians, when they're doves and crap like that, they had them in their pockets, they squish them and stuff, like that. Crazy. I think he chopped his wife in half, which was weird, but, there's magicians.
Oh,
Or illusionists. I'm sorry. I had a mentalist on once, too. That was interesting. Like, you ever heard of Kreskin? He was a famous mentalist. I've had somebody like him on before. So it doesn't have to be bands. Anybody. Comedians? I'm looking for a comedian. I'm sure there's a comedian in Vancouver I could get, right? You know any?
I don't know any. Yeah.
No, crickets.
Cam's like, I'm one.
Yeah, no.
No?
No.
Okay.
No, different circles than where we travel in, I guess,
Yeah.
magicians.
Well, it's just
Comedians, I don't know.
so any kind of creative artist would be fine. But I'm trying to get all 50 states, and that's going to be tough because it's like North Dakota, South Dakota, Kansas. Like,
Or
what do they
Kansas.
really do? There's got to be somebody that's creative in these states, but it'll happen, I guess, eventually. So, but thank you guys so much for being on the show. It's been an absolute pleasure talking to you and random conversations and things like that. But that's what I do on the show. So,
Thank you so much for having us.
Yeah.
God, that was
and,
awesome.
and come back. Let's
Yeah,
do this again.
definitely.
Bring the rest of them with you. We won't make fun of them. Just all of you come back together, and we'll have a good time.
Sounds good.
That's really good, yeah.
I just found this band the other night on Apple Music on the new music list, and they're called Just Dust. I don't know where they're from. I don't know anything about them. I did give them a follow on Instagram, so it'd be cool to talk to them. The song is called Last Goodbye, but this isn't the Last Goodbye. You guys will come back. But I will be on again on Sunday with an interesting show because it's not a band, and it's not an illusionist. It's not a comedian. He does reaction videos. To any kind of music. He actually reviewed the band that I'm in, Deviant Cause. He reviewed that, and he sent it to me today, and it's pretty good. He gave me some pointers. Like, oh, okay, okay. But it's good to get different perspective like that,
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
he did that, and he'll be on Sunday at 4 p.m. Eastern because he is in the UK, so he is 5 hours ahead. So that would be, 9 p.m. there? 5 hours? 6, 7, 8, whatever it is. I don't do math. I count on my fingers. 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, 9. 9 p.m. UK time. 4 p.m. 4 p.m. Eastern. So that would be 1 p.m. Pacific.
1 p.m. Pacific, that's right. You got it, man.
I don't do math at all. Okay. But that's why I'll be back on. That'll be a fun show because we'll get to talk to him about everybody he's reviewed and all that stuff. So That'll be on Sunday, right after church, right? You guys go to church?
Not a church.
I don't either. It's okay. Religion and politics, we try to stay away from, but we've talked about both of them. It's fine. Thank you guys again very much. It's been a pleasure talking to you. Come back. Let's do it again. And here's Just Dust with Last Goodbye. And I will see you guys.
All right,
Very
great. Thanks
soon.
so much.
Thank you. Have a good one.
Bye.
The pain I have inside is deep. What you said will never sleep. The words you scream are like the stones you throw. Chiseled from your heart of stone. This is all that I can say. Leave eternity, save me from your embrace. The strings attached are unsigned. The lies you spoke on my life will never be what you wanted for me. Turn you into stone and rip you from your throne. Rip you from your throne. This is our last goodbye. All the things you used to mean to me, you'll never be, you'll never see. You'll never mean anything to me. Put your plans for my life on the shelf. They belong like your words in hell. Nothing is ever as it seems. You almost destroyed me. This is all that I can say. Leave eternity, save me from your embrace. The strings attached are unsigned.